for this bourbon mash from their neighbor across the street. They're in farm. Say enough good things about this distillery.
Yeah. So Adriana says they were just on with Independent. Great Whiskey Tube channel here. He says, oh, so he had them on as a guest recently. He said they grow rye and sweet potatoes, which you just mentioned, that they use in their stuff. That's so interesting. I'm gonna have to watch that stream that Joe did. I really like this. It's so to me, like that's a good thing.
It's just a really cool looking bottle. It's like they dipped it in the wax too many times, so
it can't be as bad. Oh, I'll share it again.
I mean,
it's very intense.
It's a gorgeous bottle.
It is nice. I really like the look of that too. So it's a 4-year-old. This is actually probably one of the older ones we tried in this flight here. It's also the highest proof. I see why we saved it for last.
Oh, I mean, you'll love it. And you know what I think is great when you discover one of these brands is you get to share with somebody and introduce them to something that they haven't heard of. We all have those friends that kind of stay in that circle and they're hunting for the Colonel, they're hunting for the blends or whatever it is. And I have those bottles too. So it's not that I'm against the bigger brands that are making great whiskey. I just love supporting the little guy that deserves to have some notice. And these are all brands that I think are worthy of it. And like I said, the June lineup, it's going to get crazy. This was a great lineup. The June lineup is like just, I mean, I've been kind of testing it out with people in our inner circle, and they're like, where is this? Who is this? And I'm like, oh, you're going to find out.
Well, I was going to say, so this, again, I did not look at any of this beforehand. I'm really impressed with this lineup. I like the variety here. I like that we're trying things that I'd never had before. Smaller brands, some that are gaining traction now. And I can't wait to see what's to come in future boxes from you guys. This was awesome. Now, the one that you've been sipping on, how have you been enjoying that tonight? You still confident about it?
I gotta tell, I don't know. Every now and again, I'm like one of these people that when I eat my meal, like I go, I like make noises, like, people are like, no, it's like big guy likes his food. But I just discovered it, and I'm just blown away by this particular brand. And they're probably going to be in our September lineup because we had one slot. We're kind of battling. We got 3 different ones going for that slot. We've got some amazing female distillers coming up in some of our lineups. I think, we got a little pushback. People are like, why don't you have more female distillers in your lineup? And I'm like, we blind taste everything. We have female distillers in our lineup because they're making great whiskey. Has nothing to do with the fact that they're females. We love that we get to support diversity in all these different capacities at the end of the day. But we're Helen Keller over here, just finding out what, what we actually like, regardless of what our senses and the biases that we already have. We remove them in order to determine this lineup. And what's great about the Whiskey Wizards is, like, my CFO was this baller. He's like this, like, low, like you would never know that this guy is just this awesome, like, well-connected dude. He's not a big whiskey drinker, but he loves certain things when we would do a tasting, and that there's some sway there. It's not just like, well, I like this. The barrel pick that we did, we were battling between a Ruby Port finish and a Weller finish, and we went around. We kept literally, and it was like this 50-50 time. I'm like, what are we going to do? And it was actually Frank from 95.5 that was the kind of settled the difference on what it was going to be. And as I said, if you are going to be in our June subscriber, if you're going to get a box for June, there's a barrel pick in there that we're going to have a limited amount of. We always have limited amounts of everything, but this one's going to be particularly limited, mainly because I'm putting a case for myself. I'm like, I'm going to taste this with my son one day. That it's that good. But hopefully when that comes out, we can come on again and you can run through it again.
I'd love to. I was really, really excited for this, and I'm glad that it held up to all my expectations. I'm really excited to see what's in the future. So he mentioned earlier that there's a code scrolling across the bottom here. If you use the code FrankArmy, you get 10% off at blindbarrels.com, and that's for, you said, both the subscription and the one-off boxes.
One-off box merchandise. If you want to get a shirt or a hat, we got the monkey hat right now. We're
I
selling a
love the
lot.
hat. Actually, I forgot to grab the hat. You sent me the hat. It's awesome. I love the shirt.
The
I'm
monkey
wearing the
hat's
shirt.
dope.
I got the Glen here too. Y'all have some really awesome merch.
I always have the delivery guy that like shows up with like whiskey sometimes. He's like, "Where'd you get that hat?" And I'm like, "Here, you can have the hat." I'm like, just don't tell everybody about the the monkey hat. You know what I mean? All of a
It's
sudden,
really
it turns
cool
into like
looking.
the Obey brand, right? We wanted to have cool merch at the end of
Well,
the day.
you have the box, yeah. So this is the logo that's on the hat. Like it to me, I love it because it kind of looks like I don't know. It kind of gives you like the speakeasy kind of vibe. I don't know. I can imagine this being on the wall somewhere and be like, oh, that's the symbol. Like, hey, this is where you get the good booze at.
We found this designer that the original concept was kind of the see no evil monkey, right?
Oh, okay.
And this designer in Brazil, if anyone ever needs the best designer in the world that isn't like broken and won't like tear your bank account down, so talented. He had this steampunk monkey that he kind of threw in, and it evolved a little bit until it is what it is now. But what a talented guy. He's a close friend now, and I have some whiskey with him over Zoom. And his daughter translates from Portuguese to English. I speak Spanish, and it's like Brazilians don't speak Spanish. It's not
like you pick up random words, but it just doesn't make sense. I had one of my weird coincidence. One of my first online friends was Portuguese, which doesn't make any sense. Like, how was she my first online friend? But we would always like voice chat. I'm like, I can pick up certain words that like Spanish. That's all I can pick up. But
I speak a little bit of Spanish. Are we supposed to talk about video gaming at all, or is that a?
Oh my gosh! Okay, yeah. I was just, people are commenting. So people are
like,
saying that. Yeah. So hold on. Kevin says, "I love the blind barrels idea. The liquor state to state laws are crushing our souls, though."
I know.
And then Whiskey Mountain says, "I'm impressed they shipped to Utah." Yeah, she's in Utah, so
we had to do some magic to make that happen. But yes.
Yeah. All right. So video games. Okay. So you mentioned a bit earlier you were into not only like retro gaming, but you said you're a parent and you're like doing some gaming with your kid. Is that right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm playing a lot of like Lego City right now, and
Okay.
like Lego Batman. Like Lego games are problem-solving games, right?
Lego games are awesome. I played a lot of them.
But like have you played Cupheads?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I am so bad at that. It's hard. I've even played it like
it's like, oh, I mean, because it's honestly how I remembered video games looking. There was this game called I think it was called Dungeons and Dragons. It was a stand-up arcade game, and it's the animation on this is mind-blowing. Now here's why. It's just you're basically playing an animation, and then at some point you choose a door left or right. Okay. And if you go the wrong way, then you get killed. And if you go the right way, then you advance. And if you got enough quarters, you can beat the game. Okay.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's called Dungeons and Dragons. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think it's
something like this. Somebody
there's a dragon somewhere in the title. Something like that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Something like that, right? It's Dragon Slayer.
Someone in the chat might know actually.
Big jaw, and he's like, I got a sword. And so it's almost like what you wanted that game to be. Cupheads is that, where there's this amazing, almost like tattoo style art, but it's a really, 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 really hard game. And
even I even played on 2-player, and even 2-player, it's just as hard. Like,
so I got a 4 and a 6-year-old, and trying to keep them alive, because if they die, you can do what's called a parry, and you can keep them alive.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, you can bring each other back to life, which is the only saving grace. That's the only reason I can get through that game enough, far enough in the game.
But there's this, you at some point you're battling the devil for your soul. So I'm kind of like, I'm scrolling through some of this stuff. I'm like, oh, who's that? Is that the devil? I'm like, baby, I don't know. We're trying to get past like the stuff that maybe, because it feels like it's for kids, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, come on, like, Wile E. Coyote's trying to murder the Roadrunner all the time. We saw violence as a kid cartoon, so it's almost like there's this wall. But like the gaming that I like, I'm a run and gun Call of Duty kind of a guy.
Okay, I'm also bad at those.
The problem is, if you don't start playing the game the day it comes out, somebody's already prestige and they're kicking your ass.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm getting called racial slurs by like an 8-year-old, like regularly. And so it's just, there's an element to that game. But I like beautiful games like BioShock Infinite. Just when you have just art that's built into it. What I like about the retro games is there's that element of the cheat codes now. Because back in the day, did you ever hear the Game Genie?
Oh, I absolutely did. I had it on Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64. Like when you plug the game into, and then you plug it into the
game into the game, and it was I had it for Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and you'd be like, I want to be the princess in Mario 2, but I want to have infinite float, and I can just float through the whole thing and you'd beat all the, or like Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, what a nightmare game there's no continuing. There isn't any, like, if you die 3 times, that's it. And you know what sucks about Ghosts and Goblins is way through this. And if you have like a switch and you can save the game along this and you get to the very end, if you don't beat the last guy with fire, start all over. You didn't win the game.
Oh no.
Like, I spent so many hours getting to that to then, and you're calling the Nintendo hotline. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, I never claimed to be good at video games. I just like playing them. So that's like, I know I'm not like a pro gamer or anything. I'm definitely more of a pro drinker than a pro gamer, for sure.
I think you're a pro drinker. It sounds like it. You know your tasting notes. You know what you're doing. Yes, he's Zophir's like,
Zophir knows what's up. And then I looked up the game. The game you're talking about earlier, I think it's called Dragon's Lair. I think that's what you're talking about because I've played that before as well. I was like, I know it's got dragons in it, and that's definitely.
You're just making decisions, but when you're watching the animation, you get lulled into this thing, you know. And now there's like, I got the PSVR and I've got Oculus Go, but you know why I bought Oculus Go? It's so I can watch Netflix laying flat in my room while my wife's sleeping. It's so that I don't wake up my wife. You know what I mean? It's the only reason.
Yeah, we're holding out.
So it's the same thing again. Yeah, isn't that bullshit, Zophir? They're like, and then they just make it like harder. Like, you get to play again. It's like Akari Warriors or like, I mean, I had a buddy whose mom bought him every game, even like the worst Nintendo game ever. You know, like he'd have the track and field pad and he'd have every little, like Jaws. There was the Jaws game that was horrible.
I was going to say, it sounded like it'd be pretty bad. Most movie games suck.
Most of the movie games, you know what was interesting? There was a Goonies 2. And so have you ever seen the movie Goonies?
I've seen Goonies, but not Goonies 2. Is it?
The sequel to the movie was the video game, I guess.
Oh, no.
And in the end, you're trying to save Annie, who's like a mermaid. But the damn music from that is so catchy. Okay, the fact that there isn't some like hit EDM mix from like Goonies 2, like the Goonies 2 music, because it's like dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Is it like Nintendo, Super Nintendo or something? I gotta look into that one.
It's original Nintendo, and you know, you'll be every time I go back and play an old game, I'm let down because your imagination is always bigger than like what the game was.
Oh yeah, that's like there's the nostalgia element, but when you're playing something that's from that era, but you've never played before, I get that feeling too. It's like, what is this? Why was this popular?
For me, it's the music. The music just dials you right back in, whether it's like Dr. Mario, whatever it is that like you go, oh my God, this music, this is this song that you played a million. Like the music that you got playing at the bit at your beginning of your show is dope. I'm like, what is this? This is like a Stallone vehicle. This is like Cobra from 1986 or something.
That's the vibe I'm going for. The whole 80s
action thriller, like where there's this synth pop going, like Stallone can take somebody's face off with a fist today, you know?
Yeah. Well, Chris said he had Dragon's Lair on his Commodore 64. Zophir says Jaws was notorious for the terrible hit spots on the harpoon level.
It was impossible. It was just like it was like trying to beat Tyson. I mean, everyone's played like, you know, and you would get the code. Somebody would get to the thing, so you get the code. And Tyson would come out like, you think you're gonna beat me? And this was like right before like the whole rape scandal happened, and like he would get to the thing with Tyson, and he had his like tell on when to juke was so quick that if you didn't react, and it just one punch, he'd knock you out.
Oh yeah, yep. I definitely have not done well in that game.
Without the cheap jacked up and just get to the second round, you know. Yeah, I can only beat it like now because I can save to a certain point. Like, I just hit Mike Tyson in the face like 3 times. Like, I'm gonna save this right now on my Switch, and then I'm gonna come back and play it again so I can actually beat him.
So Kevin says, like he quoted me, I'm a pro drinker more than a pro gamer. Unironically, but also ironically, I actually have merch on my store that says Bourbon Bytes Pro Drinker as like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. That's kind of tribute to that. I have a shirt for that. So Kevin, if you like that, check out the shirt. All right, I know some people are popping in now. I know we're going a little overtime. I see Fred's here, Donald's here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Bobby, thank you so much for coming on. This was so much fun. I can't wait to see what's next for Blind Barrels.
Oh, thank you.
Where can people find you guys? I know on Instagram you mentioned, is it just Blind Barrels on Instagram?
Yeah, we're Blind Barrels on everything. We're trying to get our TikTok game up. So you kids and your tickety-tocketies and your things. So Blind Barrels on all our handles for everything, blindbarrels.com. obviously you guys can use this promo code. It's the first time we've actually mentioned it is on your show. So you got yourself a premiere, whatever that's called.
An exclusive.
I really hope you guys give this a try. And like I said, you're going to like all these brands and you're going to fall in love with quite a few of them. And when you get to get this thing and then share with other people, there's something special about that. And that's what we kind of feel like we get to do, that we're kind of opening up the world to some people on some of these great brands. And we feel very lucky to get to play that role. So we're excited. And yes, every lineup's getting crazier and more awesome.
Yeah, I got to say with this one, my favorite is actually probably that Pumpernickel Rye from Middle West. I think, I mean, I already have a bottle of it because I love it so much. That was a really special bottle. So if anyone's not tried that one, either pick it up or pick up this, Blind Barrel's tasting set. It's a really, really good rye, even if you're not a rye.
I can't say I have a favorite, but I got to say I always have a bottle of all these at my house, but this gets drank a lot. Yeah, the Pumpernickel Rye is just constantly like somebody's over like, you got any more of that Pumpernickel Rye? I think they just want to say Pumpernickel, but
I mean, sure, it's fun to say.
yeah, exactly. But it's an amazing whiskey, amazing brand. Like I said, if you see Middle West, buy it, whatever they have, it's worth it.
Definitely. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Podcast is coming out tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit later than normal. If you guys are not yet following me on whatever podcast platform you use, Bourbon Bytes podcast, where we talk video games and whiskey news. I have a really cool review of a new Irish whiskey that just came out on that one that is finished in Mizunara casks. So definitely check out that episode once it drops tomorrow, probably later in the afternoon. But thank you all so much. Thank you, Bobby. I look forward to talking to you more about future releases from Blind Barrels. And thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye, guys. Cheers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bytes. I'm Clifton, and welcome to another Thursday night live stream. Hopefully, you all are doing well tonight. I know this is the last stream before I go on vacation, so I want to do something a little simple, but also something a bit fun. So if y'all saw last week, I uploaded my review of Remus Repeal Batch 5. So this is the latest release, the 2021 release. From George Remus, which of course we know is the MGP brand. If you missed that review, make sure to check it out on the channel after the stream. And if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream tonight, and subscribe if you're not yet. So should be a lot of fun. We have 3 different batches of Remus. So we have the 2019 batch, the 2020 batch, and the 2021 batch. So it's going to be a fun one. Those are the only 3 that I have, the only 3 I've actually seen in the wild. But I thought it'd be a fun way to taste through them, find out which one's my favorite. I know I've loved every single one of these on their own, have never compared them. So I thought it'd be a fun way to, figure out which one's the best. Let's say you see all of them on the shelf, but this is probably like really rare to happen. You should know which one you can pick up. So, but if you guys aren't able to find them on the shelves, like I'm hardly able to, I am doing a giveaway tonight. Donnie's going to help me out with that. So every $5 super chat is 1 entry into tonight's giveaway. You will win a sample of all 3 of these. So you'll get to do your own little side-by-side comparison, find out which one is your favorite, especially if you have access to buying any of them. If you want to try before you buy, I'll be sending a 2-ounce sample of all 3 of these. So if you're interested, like I said, every $5 super chat that comes in gets you an entry, and we will spin the wheel of whiskey at the end of the stream. So make sure you get your super chats in throughout the night. I'll have a cutoff point towards the end, towards around 7:50 or so.